Well, look at this equation with decimals two ways. Um, One way is to clear the decimals out. If you have several decimals in an equation, you can clear them out. You have to use the power of 10 that has as many zeros as your longest decimal. For this problem, it's going to give you really huge numbers if you do that. I wasn't thinking about all of these. So you would have to use 4 zeros. So you would have to use a 1 and 4 zeros times every piece. What that's going to do is make the decimal move to the right as many places as you have zeros in the power of 10. So it's going to get the decimal out of there. So we'll do this one first. So we have 513,974. On this one, you have to move the decimal to the right 4 places. 2 places is here, so you're going to have to add 2 more zeros. I'm kind of going backwards here, huh? 5, 7, 5, 7, 4, 2, and then 2 zeros, and then your T. And for this one, the same. You have 4 zeros, so there's 2, plus you need 2 zeros. So we have a plus here, 2, 5, 5, 0, 0. All right, that is taking the decimals out. Normally, you don't have to do that many, but we had to go with the longest decimal, which had 4 digits after the decimal, so you want that many zeros in your power of 10, and you have to do the same thing across the board, no matter how many decimals are there, or even if one piece has no decimals. All right, now we have a plain equation. We're going to isolate the variable. So go on the side with a T, and we're going to subtract this 25,500 from both sides. Okay. It's gone on the left. So we have 57400T equals. This I'm going to plug into my calculator. And so I have 513974 minus 25500. Enter. 488474. All right. Now we want to isolate the t, so we're going to need to divide on both sides by 57400. 57400. That goes out. It leaves us just t equals. We'll punch this in the calculator. Since we started with decimals originally, they're going to want decimals in the answer. So we'll go back to our calculator. You could work right from here, but we'll just clear it. That's a good practice. Make sure you put it in top to bottom. So 488,474 divided by 57400. Enter. And you get 8.51. Right, so that is by clearing the decimal. All right, I'm going to do the same problem. See if I have enough room here. Maybe I can scoot this over a little. I'm going to do the same problem, and no, it's not going to let me do that. Okay, do the same problem and leave the decimals in. So this is a different way, and it's fine to do this if you have a calculator. All right, so I have 2.55 plus 5.74t equals I am going to just stretch this page and I'll put the calculator on top. Sorry. All right, let's see if I can move that down and stretch this page. And I'll just pull the calculator up when I need it. Okay, that way I can have enough space to write. So 51.3974. All right, and so if you're going to leave the decimals in, you're going to isolate your variable. So first thing is would take off the 2.55. Anything added or subtracted to the variable term. So on both sides, we're going to subtract 2.55. If you're doing that by hand, you line up the decimal to add or subtract. I'm not going to do it by hand. Wouldn't be too bad, that piece of it. All right, you would fill in zeros right here. All right, but we'll use the calculator. Okay, and so, oh, I got it on top of part of it. Okay, so I have 51.3974 minus 2.55. All right, so I have 48.8474. So 48.8474. And then we divide by 5.74 on both sides. And that will give us T. Now, when I pull my calculator, because it's covering part of the screen, that's why it made that happen. And that's why I had it to the side earlier. All right, so I have to remember these numbers. All right, I'm going to keep that one sitting there. That's the 48.8474. I'm going to go ahead and hit divide, and I'll remember 5.74 in case it makes it go away. All right, but you would need to make sure you put that 48.8474 in first. And enter, and there is my 8.51. So, it's up to you which way you do it. You can clear the decimal. I usually do clear the decimal if there's several decimals, but normally you don't have to do this big a power. You know, if you just have to do a 10, that's easy. 100, yeah, I could do 100. Higher than that, I probably would not.